The city of Shanghai is the largest and most prosperous city in China, exuding an atmosphere of vitality and self-confidence. Many of the attractions to be found in the city, known as the Paris of the East, are more modern than those to be found in other cities within China. In this video, you can discover the best must-see attractions for your visit to the city. Hi, I'm John and welcome to my channel, Laowai in China. On this channel, my aim is to inform people that have never visited China what life here is really like, and not as it is often portrayed in Western media. I cover topics such as travel, culture, as well as current affairs, both here and overseas, that reflect the day-to-day life here. Today's video is called All You Need to Know About Shanghai, a guide to this fascinating city. I hope you like this video, so sit back and enjoy. The Bund. The Bund is one of Shanghai's instantly recognizable locations, with its colonial buildings on one side of the Huangpu River, dwarfed by the modern skyscrapers 500 meters across the river that dissects the city. The architecture is like a living museum of colonial history dating back to the 19th century, with 52 buildings of architectural styles including Gothic, Neoclassical and Baroque. The buildings especially worth visiting are the Astor House Hotel, complete with its museum, the movie poster gallery within the Peace Hotel, and the mosaic ceiling to be found inside the Hong Kong and Shanghai Bank. The Bund, known in Mandarin Chinese as Waitan or Outer Beach, is 1.5 kilometers in length, and you should allow yourself 1 or 2 hours for a visit here. In addition to walking the length of this attraction, you can also take a ferry cruise for superb views to both sides of the river, or simply take a ferry to cross the river. The Bund Sightseeing Tunnel offers an alternative route below the river, but the 3-minute journey on the train is a rather expensive indulgence in my opinion. Yuyuan Garden. Yuyuan Garden was built during the Ming Dynasty more than 400 years ago, and the gardens extend over 20,000 square meters and offer an exquisite layout of artistic garden architecture amidst beautiful scenery. Yuyuan means happiness garden and is divided into 6 scenic areas. It is the only remaining garden in the city from the Ming Dynasty, as once the private garden of the Pan family. The garden consists of decorative halls, pavilions, pools, bridges designed in zigzag shapes, pagodas, archways and rockeries. One of the highlights is the Ju Bridge, or 9-turn bridge. Chinese people believe the number 9 represents auspiciousness, and walking across the bridge brings good luck. Across the bridge is the Mid-Lake Pavilion Tea House, said to be Shanghai's oldest tea house. Oriental Pearl TV Tower. Standing at a height of 468 meters, the Oriental Pearl TV Tower has, since its completion in 1994, been an outstanding landmark of Shanghai. It was China's tallest structure until the completion of the Shanghai World Financial Center in 2007. There are several observation decks offering breathtaking views across the skyline of Shanghai. The highest, at a height of 350 meters, is great for a bird's eye view of the city, but not for seeing attractions close by, such as the Bund. The next level down has 3 areas between 259 to 267 meters high. The first of these is a revolving restaurant, the highest revolving restaurant to be found in China. Below that are 2 viewing platforms from which you can take an elevator down to a glass-bottomed sightseeing floor, definitely not for those scared of heights. The lowest level for views across the city is at a height of 90 meters above the ground. Within the structure is the Shanghai Municipal History Museum, which is well worth your time visiting. A word of warning, this attraction is often crowded, especially on weekends and during holidays, and waiting times of 1 to 2 hours are not unusual. Buying tickets in advance with a guaranteed time slot will help you to avoid the queues. Shanghai Tower. The Shanghai Tower is the tallest building in China and was briefly the world's tallest building before being surpassed by the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, and is currently down to the third tallest building in the world. Getting up to the 119th floor observation deck is no problem, as the structure has the world's fastest elevator travelling at 65 kilometers per hour. Surprisingly, the lines of people waiting to visit here are shorter than those at the Oriental Pearl TV Tower. Shanghai Tower stands at a height of 632 meters. There are a total of 127 stories located above ground level, with a further 5 underground. Known in Chinese as Shanghai Zhongshan Dasha, the building was completed in 2014 and opened to the public 2 years later at a cost of around $2.4 billion. Nanjing Road. Known as the premier shopping street in China, Nanjing Road extends for 5.5 kilometers from the Bund in the east to its western end at the junction of West Yan'an Street and the Jing'an Temple. Thousands of fashion-seeking shoppers descend on this location every day. Nanjing Road has a history of more than a century, and while it has witnessed significant changes over time, the big traditional stores no longer dominate the market. Today, the area is full of modern shopping malls, specialty stores, theatres and international hotels. Shanghai Museum. The Shanghai Museum is a modern museum. It opened in 1995 and is the newest of China's top-ranked museums, crammed with over 120,000 precious historical relics, including Chinese bronze, ceramics, paintings, furniture, calligraphy, seals, jade, ancient coins and sculptures. The museum is located close to Nanjing Road on the People's Square, with its exhibits, some with descriptions in English, displayed across 4 floors in 11 galleries and 3 exhibition halls. Within the museum, the Shanghai Urban Planning Exhibition Hall gives visitors information about how the city is projected to look beyond 2023. The museum is open daily from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Entry is free, and you should allow around 2 hours for a visit. But if you lose yourself in history, you could easily spend an entire day here. Jinmao Tower. The Jinmao Tower, located in the center of Shanghai's financial district, stands at a height of 420.5 meters tall, yet it is only the third tallest building in the city. The building was completed in 1999, has 88 floors, with the 88th floor being an observation deck at a height of 340.1 meters above ground level. The observation deck is large enough to cater for up to 1,000 people at a time, and the elevators whisk people to that level in just 45 seconds. Tickets for the observation deck currently cost 120 RMB for adults and 60 RMB for children, and the attraction is open daily from 8:30 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. For some thrill seekers, this experience will not be enough, and the Skywalk offers visitors the opportunity to walk among the clouds along a 60-meter long, 1.2 meter wide glass skywalk equipped without rails. Those brave enough to try this experience must wear a safety harness, and it is limited to just 15 people every 30 minutes at a cost of 388 RMB. This is in addition to the cost of the observation deck. People's Park. Also known as Renmin Park, the People's Park covers an area of 98,200 square meters, has 8 gates, with the main entrance being on West Nanjing Road. There are a couple of interesting or unusual events that take place here every weekend that you might just want to check out, if for nothing more than curiosity. The first is the marriage market. It takes place every weekend and parents come here to choose the future wives and husbands of their children. Notes of potential suitors are posted that include the personal information of those seeking a marriage partner, including age, gender, occupation, income, photos, contact number, and educational background. All the requirements for a potential partner are posted. Another event that takes place each Sunday is the English Corner. Since the 1980s, college students and those wanting to practice their English met here with foreign tourists and residents, and the practice has continued ever since. People of all ages come here to make it a place of interest and curiosity. French Quarter. For a historic feel of old Shanghai, then you should visit Xintiandi Pedestrian Street in the Huangpu district of the city. The street is full of architecture reminiscent of the period of foreign concessions, with the traditional Shanghainese buildings known as shikumen. The original exteriors are still in place, while inside there are modern shops, restaurants and homes. Tianzifang is a shopping area popular with tourists, with several shops selling unique cultural souvenirs. Both areas are similar and both have an abundance of traditional houses of gated courtyards. Tianzifang has an interesting labyrinth of narrow alleyways with residents living above the businesses below. Previously known as Ferguson Lane, Wukanlu is one of the French concession's most historic neighborhoods, full of upscale restaurants and cafes, making it an ideal location to stop for lunch. Shanghai Disneyland. The first Disney theme park in mainland China, Shanghai Disneyland is a blend of the magic of Disney together with Chinese culture within the 6 themed areas. With so much to see and do, it is difficult to see everything in one day, but by taking advantage of the Fast Pass system, visitors can avoid most of the delays of queuing for each attraction. It opens daily at 9 a.m, although people start arriving around 7:30 a.m. to avoid the long lines at the major rides. It closes at 8 p.m. from Monday to Thursday and from 8:30 p.m. from Friday to Sunday. Happy Valley. Another less well-known theme park outside of China is Happy Valley. Happy Valley is a Chinese brand with theme parks in several Chinese cities. The park in Shanghai's Songjiang district houses 7 themed areas with more than 100 rides and attractions. It is open from 9:30 a.m., 9 a.m. on weekends until 9 p.m. and well worth visiting for a full day of excitement. Huanghe Road Food Market. Huanghe Road is popular among locals, especially for breakfast. Here you can find local Shanghai dishes such as xiaolongbao or soup dumplings, savory crepes known as jianbing, as well as several varieties of noodles. It opens from 6:30 a.m. each day through to the early evening, although it gets especially busy around 9 a.m. Jing'an Temple. One of Shanghai's most important Buddhist temples is located on West Nanjing Road in the center of the city, with the original structure being built during the Three Kingdoms period of 220 to 280. Originally known as Hudu Chongyuan Temple, it adopted its present name in 1945. Although the temple may look dated, the present structure is modern, opening to the public in 1990 after restoration work due to a major fire in 1972. The rooftops, coloured bright gold, help the temple stand out among the surrounding architecture. Tradition states that if you throw a coin into the cauldron in the temple centre, you will be blessed with good luck. The entrance fee is 50 RMB, and the temple is open daily from 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Shanghai Transportation. Shanghai's metro system is the world's longest rapid transport system at 772 kilometers and consists of 20 metro lines, including the maglev line, with a top speed of 431 kilometers an hour, traveling between Pudong International Airport and Longyan Road. Each line is color-coded Signage is in English as well as Chinese, making visiting the tourist attractions in the city very convenient. There are seven types of ticket, from single journey tickets, 1 or 3 day passes, to transportation cards used by local residents that use the system each day. The costs are very cheap when compared to similar systems throughout the world. Journeys up to 6 kilometers cost 3 RMB, 6 to 16 kilometers will cost you 4 RMB, and journeys greater than that distance cost up to a maximum of 6 RMB. Taxis in Shanghai are color-coded by the company. There are 5 main taxi companies operating in the city. The fares are 14 RMB for the first 3 kilometers between 5 AM and 11 PM, with 18 RMB charged for journeys outside these hours. Additional fees are then added for each additional kilometer. There are some fake taxis operating in the city. Make sure the driver uses the meter or refuse the ride. Shanghai has good ferry services operating between Pudong and Puxi, and fares start at just 0.5 RMB per person. Ferries are also a great way to see the city from the Huangpu River. Buses in the city are often packed, particularly during rush hour. There are 1,100 bus lines in operation to every corner of the city, offering an inexpensive transport option. Fares cost from 1 to 3 RMB, depending upon the length of journey and if the bus has air conditioning. If you've enjoyed watching this video and it has shown you a little detail of life here in China, then your subscribing to my channel would mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching, and make sure you click on the link to the next video.